The way we met was interesting because initially when we first came out of dental school, we had a residency program. I did mine, she did hers, different places. Elisa went to a different school, I went to a different school, so we didn't know each other. But we were in the waiting room, about to be interviewed for a job.
For the same job.
For the same job, but it was a big practice, so they could accommodate a lot of dentists. I got my interview, you got your interview, and then we realized that we both got the job, and we both started the same day.
It was a very large office, and we were right out of residency, so we kind of looked to each other to help each other because we were fresh out of school.
So
his version.
So I remember coming to the office the first day. As I'm walking in, I'm seeing all these dentists there. There's dentists here, dentists there. It was very intimidating. It was on the 50th floor of One Penn Plaza.
Yeah.
Amazing views of all of Manhattan. But it wasn't a place that you would say you want to thrive there, but it was a great starting point for us. I just remember initially coming in and like, how am I going to fit in this place? It's just so many dentists and, what are we going to do? So we developed a bond and became really good friends, supported each other, and we just...
Yeah, because when you're in a new space outside of school, we're there and it's intimidating and it's all new, and you're the doctor now, and you're responsible. Having each other to lean on was nice, and we developed a really nice friendship because of that.
And we ended up being the ones who were the workers. The other dentists were, it was like a salary thing, so they just didn't care if they did much. We wanted to really learn dentistry, and it's like we had carte blanche. You could do whatever we wanted, and I really took that on.
Even though there were a lot of doctors there, because we were on salary, basically they didn't have to do a lot of dentistry to still get their paycheck. But for us, we didn't look at it that way. We looked at it like, this is a great place to help people, to get a lot of experience, and then we'll move on from there. So
a month or two goes by and we're noticing our schedule is more booked than almost any other dentist there.
Because word got out to it was the Hotel Union clinic.
And then everyone wanted to see us, so we see other dentists taking breaks and sitting in the lounge area. We're the ones working and doing stuff. But what we did after that is a Saturday dentistry. We decided to start our own practice, but we didn't want to lose the income that we were getting from working at this Hotel Union. Genius idea, let's have a Saturday dental practice while we're working 5 days a week. We rented from another dentist on Saturdays only, and of course the first patient is our family members. And it just developed from family, like talking to this one, talking to that one. Then our Saturday practice turned into maybe we need to add an evening practice. So we started adding evenings after we finished work. The other place that we would run to start at 5 o'clock to see some patients. We called it the Excellence in Dentistry, and we had a brochure made, and it was cute. We were
we didn't know what we were doing.
We know what we're doing. Most dentists, what they do is they buy a practice or buy someone's practice.
We'll buy into
kind of associate.
Yeah.
We sort of did it unconventionally, doing it very small. In our minds, it was much better to develop our practice this way. We felt that we had better control, didn't have someone to tell us what you should and shouldn't do. Because we had the support of each other, it was easier to manage and to help it grow. So we were still renting from someone else, and that was working out for a while. And then we had added an evening, added another evening. Then I had to
No, then I left, and then I started adding a day.
Oh, but then we said, okay, let's just see what's available out there space-wise, and let's just build our own practice. And we
took the plunge.
Saw this space at 8 East 84th Street. What's interesting is that 84th Street, when I went to dental school, I lived on 84th Street, but between 3rd and Lexington. And this place, I used to walk by and run by it. And I remember it was a dental office.
Who knew?
Who knew that
many years later,
this would be our space that used to be a dental practice, and I used to live here. So it was a space that was double the size. There was the other side too. The chiropractor moved in, and we only had this space to work with, which is quite small. We thought at the time, this is perfect. We don't have a ton of patients. This space is perfect for us. You know, at the time, nothing was digital. Everything was analog. You'd have to have charts, develop x-rays.
X-ray developing machines.
Now everything is digital. So we were here long enough that we had to renovate a couple of times. Change the space a little bit.
You needed to utilize the space differently, because in certain areas of the practice we had charts, tons of charts. Well, they're no longer, they're all in a computer now. So now how can you better utilize that space? How can we implement new technology into the changed space?
So we went through one renovation about 10 years later after we were here. Then we went through our second renovation about another 10 years after that. Completely had to change because we're practicing differently. And now our practice is growing differently. So now we can't even stay here. So that's the genesis of moving to a new space, and we're going to build that new space. And then
we've had team members for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, some of them, they were really young when they came and worked for us.
Stayed with us. So it's sort of like a family. We're both general dentists, but we have areas that we are strong concentrations.
I do orthodontics and he doesn't. Gum surgeries.
I do a lot of the restorative, veneers, full reconstructions, and building new mouths and teeth and bite and all that.